Good morning, artists. How are you today? Stephanie Aune coming to you from Concord, California at the butt crack of dawn. Let's see. It's not even dawn yet. I woke up at 4:30. It is now, almost 5:30. I am falling asleep really early. So, I don't mind waking up early, except I feel guilty when I'm tired at 7:30 or 8. It's like, oh gosh, I could work more. Yesterday was a very, very busy day. I uploaded your video, transferred video, edited video. So that's uploading this morning to YouTube. So you'll have a new one this morning. And then I also was down in the garage and arranging. When the office closed down, when my job ended, was whatever office supplies were left over, so I got a lot of office supplies, and that was all just kind of thrown in random boxes because I was taking a box out a day type of thing for that last month. So I have some office supplies. Oh my god. Nice thing about that though is I have some office supplies, so I have things to mail, and yeah. It's beneficial. It's just I don't know where I'm going to put everything. That's always a little bit frustrating, stressful. A little bit stressful. Not horrible. Just working through it. So much to do. I got a new Fitbit watch for Christmas from my best girl. And she loved the blanket that I made for her and the necklace and earring set. So that was great. Had a very nice lunch with her the other day. This is the intro for how we are coloring and stenciling the insides of our tent. And we colored the outsides. We are not stenciling the outsides. We're just stenciling on the inside where it's going to be the images of the people. This is the middle group here. So I tried to keep, I'll tell you in the video about the color choices and about all of that. And then the outsides. Beautiful colors. As you know, this will be our curtain and our tent top. Curtain on one side, tent topper on the other, and then here's our largest one. And I was very specific about my color choices in some respects. Of course, with spray inks, we don't really have a ton of control over them. But we do have the ability to control what we are putting, what colors we're putting onto the piece itself. So with each size, you got the same stencil here and a different stencil here, but the same on both. Did I say that already? Forgive me, it is 5 o'clock in the morning. So these two will be next to each other on the page. It'll be cool. So yeah, this video shows how to do the coloring and the stenciling. I might add on one continuing bit to it, which will be the stays on part. So that's going to be kind of the edging and the finishing. And we'll probably want to do that before we add in the images. That way we're not risking getting any ink on any of our images. I forgot that I had the really cool strongman set also. See, here's this gaffer's tape. The Mod Podge does not like to stick to the gaffer's tape, especially when it's been bent a couple times. So I'm going to take some of the Fabri-Tac. You could just use tacky. Tacky glue works well with it. So you just have to watch out with that, with the gaffer's tape with Mod Podge. Since we're doing a new video, this will be part 2 of this 6-tent layout. I don't know what else to call it, but it's going to be 6 separate tents. Accordion fold out. It's going to be cool when it's done. It's going to be really cool. This is the prize edition. This is, let's see if I can get you down here a little bit. This is one of my flow paintings. And this doesn't have the big, huge cells purposefully. So some of mine have the big cells and some of them have more of this wispiness. And you can look at it and view it from any direction that you want to. You can hang it from any side. I do have a hanger on it that does hang this way. The thing that I love about this painting is that it's very reminiscent to me of water and what the water looks like as you look across it in a creek or a stream. You know, just kind of see the rock that would be up over here and how it would create the little white water and the sunlight dancing and how the water's flowing down the page. I really do love this. It has copper and gold flecks in it. That orange is copper. If I said that already, I apologize. Again, it's early. You have some really beautiful purples in there. I'm trying to get you a good view. The sun is not out yet, so I can't. I should probably film this later when the sun's out so you can see it better. But I'm sure you'll get another view of it as we go along. This is a $55 value. I would sell this at my show for 55 bucks. I'm adding it to the price. I am. You've got so many good things in there. We'll do a recap again. Thank you so much, new subscribers. Be sure to comment if you want to get added into the drawing. You do not get a point for just subscribing. You need to subscribe and comment. If you subscribe and comment, you actually get 2 ads to the box, to the name. So, I want everybody to get as many points as possible. So, let's see. What else? I think that's it. I did packing yesterday, just organizing, and your video's uploading, and I edited tomorrow's video, so that one's actually ready to go also. This will be for, I think, let's see, today's the 5th, the 6th, the 7th. So this, you'll see this on the 7th, I believe. I'm trying to keep up with it. It's driving a little crazy, but I'm doing it. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks so much for being here. Let's get to work. All right, can't wait. All right, we'll chat soon. Bye. Are you lined up okay? Okay, I think I have you out here as much as I can. I like to give you as much of an overview as possible so that you're not looking at me diagonally. Okay, so let's talk about perspective and paint. Colors. Perspective and color. Where's my pen? I have talked about this in the past, but things that create perspective. Perspective. I don't spell very well, so if that's wrong, I'm sorry. I'm not a speller. Never have been, never will be. Okay, so things that create size. So if something's bigger, and then something's smaller, and something's smaller, that creates automatic perspective. 2, color. So we have warmer colors up front, and then we have middle tones, and then we have cool colors for the smallest, okay? So that's automatically going to create automatic perspective and depth, right? So I'm purposely choosing cool colors for my smallest tent because I want it to sit back visually from the others. So this one will most likely be my fired brick, and then this one is going to most likely be my wild honey, and the other yellow that I use, here it is, the fossilized, mustard seed, fossilized amber also works. So this is going to be the warmest colors to cool. And this is going to automatically create depth so that it looks like This big guy is the first one that you see here. And their middle guy, I'm dropping stuff. Dun, dun, dun. You know what I didn't think of? Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. I was just thinking I was going to have to connect these guys in here. But as you know, I already connected it this way. So this is going to get glued onto here. This is going to get glued onto here. And this is going to get glued onto there. I'm also going to have to address the backs of these, because I'm going to have something interesting here. So, it's not done. I'm going to have to put more, something over this, and something over this. We'll see what I can find. I'm going to make it interesting. Got to make it interesting. So, I am doing a forced perspective just by choosing my colors. Right? So these are always things that I'm conscious of. Intensity of color. So that will create automatic depth. You have detail, which I'm not going to worry about in this example, but if you have your foreground more detailed and your background more fuzzy, that will create depth. Oh God, I'm too tired to think of all the other things. The size, the color, the intensity, the the warm to cool, the amount of detail up front. Oh, gosh. I think there's 3 more. I'm going to just stop right there, though. And as I think about it, I will add to it. Okay. We will be back. Oh, wait. No, we're going to set this aside. We're going to go back to this side, because I'm trying to kind of keep some of my paint off of my sheet. All right. The colors that I'm using here are the Dilutions London Blue, which I believe is in your Amazon list. This is the smallest one, I hope. I hope. And since I'm going to stencil over the top of these, I do want to have this, be a little bit soppy here. This is also the Distress Mermaid Lagoon. You can use peacock feathers, anything that's a cooler tone for the background. Now, this is going to be a subtle difference. Once everything else is over the top of it, it should be a subtle variation. Probably, who knows if it's even anything that I need to really consider. But in my universe, if it's something that could possibly help the piece be more what I want it to be, then I'm going to do it. I'm also covering where the deli sheets are going to go, because the deli sheet will also... I just was thinking about putting Mod Podge down on this will really put the color onto the deli sheet. That might not be a good thing. Oh, of course, now to set the spray inks, I could just put a quick layer of Mod Podge over it right now. Could do that. But if I set it, then... Oh, how do I want to do it to make it work? I think I'm not going to worry if this blue comes up on these pages. I just don't want to work on each... I want to work on one size at a time. Alright, what fell here? Let's go with the middle colors. Middle colors. So we want something that's going to be warmer than this, but not as warm as our... Oh, I took that lid off. Not as warm as our warmest colors. So these, I love my fired brick. You know that that's one of my favorites. So I'm actually going to do a mixture of this with the fired brick. Oh, light. So oh, my list is under here. Light makes a difference. The contrast between colors creates depth. Oh, that really turned out very black. Why did it turn out this color? All right, I have the answer. I just didn't think about it at the time. This is yellow, orange. It's kind of an orange color. Orange and blue are kind of close to being opposite on the color wheel, and it creates this gray. Now, it's going to be fine because there's enough of the warmth of the fired brick in here that does bring it in front of that. Oh, well, yeah, why not? We needed to warm it up a little bit here anyway, so we're just gonna... a green color would... anything that's warmer than your coolest blue. I don't remember what color I just grabbed. I think it's this wild honey. Yeah. It's a great contrast already, though. I look, you know, I'm going for kind of this grungier look, and this has it. Oh, that's awesome. Now let's see if we can replicate it, right? What colors did I use? This guy? This guy? Don't do this. Don't run out on me. I need you. And some of this guy. And also, if I wanted to make it this top tent flap stand out more from the background, this part right here, if I just add a little bit more blue under to here. See? The lighter color comes forward. The bluer color goes backwards. We're forcing perspective. We are creating perspective. Take that down just a touch on the edges. The gorgeous burnt sienna color right there. Beautiful. Let's do it again. Where am I going to set this? It needs to dry. Ish. I don't want them totally dry because I want to be able to pick up the colors underneath. I don't care if I get overspray onto here. It's just going to add more interest. All right, let's go here. Go here. And here. Now, as you notice, I'm not covering one particular... I'm leaving kind of this red here in the center. I'm leaving the blue kind of in the center. We don't want to fully mix all of these colors together. We want it to be random. See how that's really working there in those insides. That's great. Little color theory this morning. Testing my skills. Testing my memory. Gosh, gosh. Go back to Color Theory 101. What a class that was. Woo! now is. And I actually took it a couple times. Yeah, because the credits didn't transfer from the 2-year college that I was at to the art college that I went to. The credits didn't transfer for color theory, so I had to take color theory a second time. Which I actually didn't mind. It's a great class. And if you have the opportunity to take any type of color theory, oh, now remember, we want to kind of keep this a little bit cooler under here. So we're going to go more with the blue. And we're going to bring in some fired brick here. So we don't want it to be all blue. We want it to come forward from that. The green with the yellow added to it. Makes it a warmer color. We're forcing perspective. Yay! Just throw a little bit of the fired brick in here because it's a great color. I kind of like that splattered effect that it just did. That's very awesome. I don't know if you'll see it because I think there's going to be an image right over the top of it, actually. Sadly. Maybe not. Maybe I'll like these so much that I won't end up doing it the way that I think I'm going to end up doing it. This is almost gone. I need to order some more of this in my favorite. Love the spray inks. I really, truly do. It could be adding some metallic into this. That would probably be really cool. I think I did it on this one. It has a little bit more of a shimmer on it. It's just a pain because none of my sprayers work. And then I get too much on there. Lighter, darker. Warmer, cooler. Yeah. Alright, set that aside to dry. Try not to ruin anything else in the process. Alright, big guys. These we want to come forward the most. These will have, so the metallic should be in this first page. That is the wild honey. And here is the... So anything that shimmers is going to come forward. Be purposeful with your colors. Makes a difference. Still a little bit green. That's great. We don't want pure yellow. That would be, well, it's not boring. It's actually quite lovely. Let's see. Does this shimmer spray work? This is the Tangerine Dream. I think this one. No. It doesn't work. Spray bottles drive me nuts. I need to put all of these tags away. I need to clean up. I need to pack. I need to... Oh, God, I'm feeling overwhelmed. Keep creating. Cover it all the way. Just cover it the right amount. The brightest, most intense colors will come forward. And this side. So this color should truly just be this guy. It's a lot. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Oh. It's actually darker than this. It's probably not good. I don't know if we can dilute it any. The only other option here is to bring in some of this color, which again, this is going to have the add on it, so you know, really doesn't make the difference that you think it's going to make, because it's going to get all covered up. Maybe. You never know. You never know what's going to happen in my universe. Pull up that just a little bit. There we go. Gorgeous. Perfect. I need a drying spot. Okay, if it gets on your journal packs will be okay. I need to clean off my desk. I need to get stuff listed so I can get it put to the side into my storage space. That one has more of a sparkle on it. I like what it's doing without it, honestly. But you did to one side, you kind of got to do it to the other. It's kind of the rule. If you're working within a particular frame or layout, you kind of have to keep that uniform. If you want it to go together, if you want it to look right. This is a cheap brush. It's okay to use cheap brushes as long as they, you know, do what you want them to do. When you're doing fine painting, don't use a cheap brush. This is going to have just a touch of blue on the front of this so that it sits back. That was a lot of blue. Let's absorb some of that. And this had the... wasn't open. Well, it was mostly open. Drop. There. Shut that. The way I work, I'll knock it over in 2 seconds and it'll be all over my desk, and then I'll be sad, and then I'll try not to cuss. You know. Standard stuff. Beautiful, beautiful colors. All right, I brought you along with that process so that you can see what I'm doing here. So when the tint goes up, what do you think? Kind of cool how that works. All right, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the blues. I've got to let this guy dry a little bit. Those are beautiful together. This guy was next over here. It's got to dry. Let's pull out the copper crackle since I know you guys can all get that. This, what a gorgeous piece of paper. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna go in the trash. So I should probably get another one out. I'm not going to, because I'm being lazy. Where? There. My stencils. Putting the book off to the side. So, these are going to be the inside. Ooh, hitting lights. This one turns out really cool. I used that one before. This one also is really unique. That guy's pretty cool. That diamond pattern. Here's a flower pattern. Circles. This one's cool. These I got at Tuesday morning. This is one of my old favorites. Oh. I have this twice, guys. I'm going to keep it for now. I'm going to remember that it's there, though. I have to turn off my heater here soon. Here's the one that's already added. It's great. I don't even know what I have in here anymore. Oh, that's a cool one. Okay. Yep, it shouldn't be in there. This works well, though. It's a lemon bag. You don't need to have a fancy stencil. I mean, you can really do some great stabiloing through this. Not stabilo. Staple. Whatever that word is. I know that I love this pattern. I also know that I don't want to have to move the stencil, so I could go with a piece that's a 1/2 inch larger. I don't want to match up the stencil. I don't like having to do that. Let's see what I've got over here. It's just too cool. Oh yeah, forgot about those things too. Okay. These are just some brown deli sheets that I have used underneath things here in the past. So I'm going to use them here. I do want to kind of line that up because that's how I am. I'm not going to go into the crack. Going into the crack, well, I have a second thing of this gold, this copper crackle. I want to try to keep the stencil out of the center. This is the Prima silicone brush. It is an add-on product at Amazon. I have it in your list. It was $6.50, and wow, it does work so great for stenciling. It really does. I'm hungry. Oh my goodness. Get these stencils down. Doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to have enough goop in there that they look great. The last time I did this stencil, I didn't really have enough stencil paste down. Crackle paste, whatever it is. There we go. Huh. That's quite lovely. Set that aside. Where's my other blue? There. Nobody's going to notice if these are lined up the same, since they will be on opposite sides. However, I will notice. Why didn't you just line it up the same way? Just take the time and do it right. It took 2 seconds for me to consciously think about how I had that first stencil set up. Gorgeous. And we're going to take it out of that center because we want to make sure that it folds as easily and as flat as possible. So I'm actually even going to go along the inside there just a little bit more. I don't want anything to impede that closure. And the smear, I like the smear effect. Let's pull this stuff off of here. There we go. No need to waste it. It's a clean deli sheet, so we can reuse that. Absolutely. I'm just going to kind of run it along here. Give it a little frame, give it a little border. It's all good. Make sure that we don't have any in the center. Yeah, that's nice. Nicely done, Steffi. Should I stay with this same stencil on the inside? I think we're going to go for contrast. I love that one. I like the thought of something a little bit bigger back here too, though. Who knows how much you're even going to see this stencil underneath the images? I don't know. Okay. Come on, baby. So that pointy and that pointy are off. That pointy and that pointy are matched up. Almost. There we go. Centered. So there, it's not quite. If you look at those fleur-de-lis, you see the same difference on each side. Alright, so this, the way this stencil lines up, you're not going to have any stuff on this edge. You will have stuff here, though. See? That whole edge. I won't have any stencil, and that's the part that you'll see the most. I just put my finger through the other one. Good God. Do I do it as a 3 or as a 4? So I'm looking at, you know, if I make this line up that way, I'm mimicking these 3. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I actually want to offset it to where you're seeing 2 full and a half. Not sure why, just feels right. As far as my design aesthetic, do it however you want to do it. Just letting you know, that's something that I look at. Oh, and I just moved it. And that is something I consider. Why do I love to use this stuff so much? I think it gives such an amazing texture. I think that it really brings a rich quality to your work. Once I discovered it, I just really haven't gone back. I use it often. These elements are going to need hours to dry. So I don't know if I'll get back to... Oh, I need to work in the book and get those backs covered of those pages before I even consider entering this in. Let's clean this out. You let that dry, it's going to go rock hard on you, and we don't want that. We're going to have the deli sheet up here. I might go and see if I can find some old raggedy, or you know, sometimes after Christmas sales, they might have some velvet ribbon even that I could go pick up super cheap right now. It's 75% off with Christmas things. That would be cool, huh? Alright, we gotta set that someplace where it can dry without being even remotely touched. Which I have no drying spaces. I'm gonna shut off this guy here. Hold on. Next pattern should be technically it should be bigger than the last one. No. I don't know. I don't know how the pattern would work. Pattern is supposed to be more subtle the further back you go. This is not subtle pattern whatsoever. It's a great stencil, though. Look at that puppy. Brand new. Okay, I'm going to bring it down here a little bit. I hope you guys can still see what I'm doing. lining up the diamonds so that it's not on there crooked. Why would you put it on there crooked? So it does cover up a lot of this particular stencil will cover up a lot of the underlayers, but if I take some of that stencil paste off too, some of it will be see-through, and I think that creates good variety, a good depth. All words we're looking for. It's really cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, we're going to just knock off these edges. Beautiful. All right, what are we going to do at the bottom? I kind of want to use that flower down here. No, we won't. I'm going to use this guy. I'm looking for things that have kind of an Art Deco feel to them. I look for stencils that have cool design elements like this. Now, I used this same stencil earlier in the book. For me, repeating a certain pattern, even though people don't know it or see it necessarily, you don't want to hit them over the head with it, but it does even give your artwork even more cohesion throughout the book. So, you know, with my second altered book, the Baroque book, I repeated one stencil quite often. That damask stencil is throughout that book quite a few times because I really loved the stencil and I loved the effect that it was giving, but I also was purposeful on that choice. That one turned out quite perfect. And instead of going straight up and down, because that kind of pulls a lot of the paste out of there, if I go at a little bit of an angle, it seems to spread it instead of, you know, taking it from the top. There, I'm taking it from the top, but I'm still trying to not push very hard or go very deep. Kind of want those little guys down there. I think they get cool design. All right. Okay. These need to be washed right away. I don't want to ruin those stencils. Let's get this fixed up first. Perfection. I just kind of messed that up a little bit right there. It's all right. I can live with that one. Too small. Let's get my beauty out. My standby, the one that I used for the other book. What that nice big beautiful flowers. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. go beautiful? See, it's actually this center one here that had the center element. So we're just doing the best we can. I should get another of this particular stencil. Again, I used it so much on my last book. It's a friend. I know how it looks. I know how it acts. This is a different texture paste from the last really nice bottle. This just kind of is a little bit, well, it is a pretty fluid product, actually. Okay, we do go all the way up to here. Take care with this, my friends. So you see how you have all the wording behind there. And in this one, you'll actually have a lot of wording also. I'm going to pull this down here. Now we're choosing where we want those flowers. If we want them, yes, there, yes, there. Hungry. Alright, so this will probably be all that I can put onto this particular video. This will be the coloring and stencil section. I'm sure we're... Jeez, how many different drawing instructors? What's his name? Well, I started drawing, of course, in grade school and in high school. Mr. Dartman, Mr. Dean Dartman. He was my favorite art teacher in high school. He was really amazing. I made some great art in high school, and a lot of that was due to his influence. He taught me pointillism. He taught me basic color usage. He taught me about how to frame things. You know, we had an art exhibit. You know, I came across his resume the other day, and he had given me a resume because he, you know, wanted me to see how, you know, how to promote yourself and how you should do it. Gosh, Dr. Herndon. Oh, who was the guy at CCAD? He was the Dean of Fine Art. Oh, he was an amazing artist. Oh my God, this guy was so good. Oh, my painting instructor, one of them, he was one of the few artists at CCAD that did landscapes like I did. A lot of people did landscapes. They were just very industrial looking. And I did find one instructor who did landscapes that were more of the kind of impressionistic style that I use. And his class was incredible. You know, he's teaching me how to paint each single leaf with a highlight on one side and a low light on the other. You know, you can get your basic overall shape, but then you need to go through and add in the extra detail. You know, it's all about the detail. This man made huge paintings. Sorry, I'm not there in the middle. Of course, he was being exhibited in New York. You know, he was making beautiful work. My color theory instructors, my guys that even started out, you know, at Casper College. Not all of them were great, but there was one artist. What was his name? Actually, there were a couple of the women there that were really horrible people. Horrible, horrible people. The people who kill your soul. And there were a couple of those at Casper College. It is a different color. I digress. Watch different people. Learn different things from everybody. Watch and see what you want to do and what you don't want to do. That's how you become a better artist. That's the end of that for the day. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I have to let these dry. If I do decide to put one more video onto the back of this, it will be working in the book, covering those back pages. Basically, what I'll do is I'll take some base layer around those edges and see if I just maybe a deli sheet or not really sure. It would be cool if I have to go out of the house today. I'm not sure that I do. To go find some more of those popcorn bags and put them on the outside of there. But then I would have to use those. Yeah, no. Thinking, always thinking. All right. So this will likely be the end of this video. We're at an hour right now. So that's just right. Okay. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I have to go get this all cleaned up before it dries on here. That is no good. No bueno. All right. Have a great day.